age also, and had his initial trainings from Raghavendra Kulkarni ji. Any relation to Malhar Rao, his son? Malhar Rao's son. And he's also learned under Pandit Sridhar Padeji for the past 20 years. He's known for his brilliant accompaniment for classical as well as semi-classical forms. Our next BIRLA is the 9th of August, which is also a Saturday, again 6 p.m. But I hope I have all your email IDs out here, because I'll let you know the artist in the next 8 or 10 days. And Sharda Sangeet Vidyalaya has an announcement. They are holding a competition of amateurs only at the Pandit Vishnu Digambar Paluskar Award 2014, and there are a number of vocal, dance, percussion, instrumental and Carnatic vocal. And there are age groups, there are forms, and this pamphlet available outside just in case you, your wards or children are onto this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm requesting Aditya Khandwe, one of YG's senior students, to please say a few words about her, and we'll start the concert again.
First of all, my sincere thanks to Kishore uncle and all the great dignitaries present here. I could see Smita Mati sitting right behind, Arun Taka sitting here, Deepak uncle, Meghna, who's come all the way from Bangalore to Mumbai to hear us here. So for me, I got introduced to Baiji, the late Gan Yogini Bhundubai Kulkarni, as a scholarship holder of ITC Sangeet Research Academy and Gyan Pravaha scholarship, which was awarded by Pandit Vijay Kichlu to students who are outside Bengal and are doing. So I was undergoing training under Pandit Ratnakar Pai, and when he passed away, Pandit Ulhas Kashakar made sure that I end up getting in touch with Baiji to gain further training in Jaipur. So it has been 6 years for me since I've known Baiji, and for me I would be only talking about Baiji as a student, because there are a lot of senior persons here who knew Baiji more than I have. But as a student, I would say she was a meticulous guru for us. She could impart training to anybody and everybody who was inclined to do a lot of hard work and put a lot of sincere efforts in their music. So as a person, as Kishore uncle rightly mentioned, she was one of the gentlest of the persons. I mean, I could hardly ever think of me not having food at her place if I trained for longer hours and I was really tired. But when it came to training, she was extremely meticulous about the things or the way she wanted that to be. It had to be that way. It's very simple for all of us. I think even RUTUJA would agree with me on that. Especially doing phrases. I mean, we all know we have spent weeks, months together doing one single phrase with her. Just for like 2-3 hours, we would just doing one single phrase. And that has been the style of training. It has been very patient, and she always told us that it's a patient job. You cannot learn classical music in one go. You can't just do like 70-80 rags in a year. It's not possible. If you have to be a performer, you have to know each and every possible aspect of that particular rag, or especially the way the notes are pronounced. The pronunciation of note was the most important thing for her, especially with regards to some specific family of ragas. Let's say, for example, the Kannadas, or even for that matter, even the rags which belong to Kamashad. Especially she could, really bifurcate BHARGAVA'S from let's say a Tilak Kamod. The notes which are used there had to be that way. Even if I'm singing BHARGAVA after Tilak Kamod or Tilak Kamod after BHARGAVA, they should sound distinct. If I'm pronouncing those notes, if I say I'm singing Tilak Kamod, I am singing Tilak Kamod. That's it. So this was the way she was, imparting training to all of us. And she always used to tell us, that when I am training all of you all, it's actually giving me a chance to learn some new things, because I was in the process of reinventing my own self when I was actually teaching all of you all, because you were kind of making similar mistakes which I would have done in my young age when I was undergoing training. So it was not just a one-way traffic when it came to education. It was always bilateral and on a very personal way of teaching. Every student was treated in a different way at her place, because she could just make out the strengths and weaknesses of a particular student in just one go, and she could say, okay, you have to work on this and you have to work on this. You could possibly come and sit for anybody else's training, but she would definitely refrain few persons to attend one's talim and insist on sitting on somebody else's. For example, for me, she always made it a point that if RUTUJA is training, she always made sure that I would attend that training, and same was the case for RUTUJA. But for the other disciples, she would say that now is not the time. Probably a couple of years ahead, I would call you to listen to their talim as well. So in a nutshell, a very strict guru when it came to music, but one of the most gentlest and the most lovable persons when it came to things which were beyond music, because she was more than a guru to all of us. She always used to say, in her dictions every time, that he is Sarvi Maji Mulaz hai, although she was not married and she gave up everything else for music. So she always treated all of us more than her siblings, I would say, more than her siblings, that she just loved us to any extent possible. I remember she calling up organizers, scolding them for not having people around, not having the audience around. Program started late, she would straight away pick up the phone and call us, what's happening on this? I got such and such report for this particular concert. So that's not the way you should do. So she was extremely protective about all her students, and she made sure that each and every concert of a student went par excellence. And that was a sincere effort, and I guess now it's our responsibility to carry the baton forward, and that's perhaps the most striking thing which I found in her persona as a whole. So I could just say I'm a little wavered and emotionally moved by at this moment, because I'm too junior to talk about Baiji as a musician, because she's always been a guru for us, so it won't be appropriate for me to talk about her musicianship. But yes, I could definitely talk about her as a guru. So I just shared my views or my experiences with Baiji, and I hope for all of you like it. Thanks so much.
In fact, what he didn't speak about his guru, I'd like to take a minute more and speak about her, that she was, as a guru itself, as a performer herself. Like, she was so strict about her own performance, she was strictly followed according to the old method. She did not want to change, she never changed, and she didn't care if she got a performance on the platform or not. Now, this was one of the greatest things that she has done for us. She has preserved what was real and something that touches our heart even today. What I find in even RUTUJA, or I found when Aditya sang, was that it is still touching us. And there are, I won't speak about the others, but this is the case with her. She was one of the few students of Kesarbai Kerkar, direct student of Kesarbai Kerkar. And she kept up that Jaipur Atrauli Gayaki till her end. And there's a lady here who has a book to this thing. She will speak more about the book herself. We'll take a minute more and we'll start the concert.
I think to add to this very beautiful musical evening, along with music, I have this very nice book, ये हिंदी साहित्य के ऊपर है, and this book was launched just a few weeks back. It's called BAITHAK. And the unique thing about this book is, for the first time, there are four, sisters who have come together to write this book, and it's about the Indian family unit, and they have, taken the instance of their own family and their own family tree, and presented it in the form of poetry, and there are short stories, lagu katha hai, isme kavitaएं हैं. So in case anybody would like to purchase the book, it's available with me. So you can also have a look at the book.